Well, good morning. Here's my log truck behind me and a small project I've got to do. Be like we'll see how the welding goes. Won't be very long of a project, but see it's a self-loading log truck, and so when I unload the log truck, it tips down, but this goes straight into the ground as it unloads. It folds in and digs in the ground. So let's have a look at that. Yeah, got a broken camera lens. You can see it's all foggy on the side. When this thing, when I unload it, it folds and tips in the ground and digs in and won't slide. And of course, that's a problem because now you're way up on the crane using it, and now that whole system there is tipped up in the ground and jammed in and full of dirt in here. Going to make a slide shoe for it, and I'll probably do some hyperlapse stuff of some welding or something. But this is my plan. I'm going to weld this piece of steel on the box underneath here, and then weld my old salvaged U-bolt pin on the end, so it's welded through there with the holes drilled so that the whole thing is just a shoe on this piece of H-beam. And then I'm going to slice in about 6 inches on each side and bend this up, and the same on the other side. So in the end, this flat piece is going to be flat, tipped, and then I will cut the web off so that now it's a skid shoe that, so the web will be cut, jump down, and then just underneath the center piece, then up like that. And then it won't dig into the ground, and it will slide on the ground when I unload. That's the project.
Well, that was an adventure. I moved the welder because the friggin' smoke was blowing right in my head, so I do it on the ground instead. So I'll show you the best weld and pretend they're all like that. That's what I'll do. So this old sleigh will certainly do the trick. So now I weld this to the bottom of the pole trailer, and then it'll do its thing, I hope. Yeah, had some big ugly gaps. I'll pretend that they all went well. Some went okay, and I messed around with different types of rod to figure out how to fill the gap and whatever else, but as ain't gonna fly to the moon. Yeah, winning, maybe. Well, bit of a goat rodeo, and I didn't have my video going, but I tried all kinds of ways to hold that thing in place, including putting a chain around it or a hydraulic jack with a chain to pull it up tight so that you're pulling on this plate here. But now I used these bar clamps and I tacked it. But you see it's kind of a gap. It's not bad right here, but on the other side there's a gap. And I don't know that it's square yet either. So I think, well, that would look nice. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to jack on the bottom of this. I'm going to hold the, there, back out here a bit. So I'm going to pull I've got the chain hooked on it so that it can't flip. And then I'm going to jack on the bottom, and that will force that whole hinge, this piece here, up into the box. And then I'll tack it on both sides, and then I can swivel it and see that I've got it square. Because if it's held, you think you're square, but you're not sure. So I'll set up the phone. You can watch this nonsense. It'll take me an hour to do 10 seconds worth of work. And if I get it right, then it'll function. Well, it works. I'll show you a mile distance view of the welds because I don't want to show off how bad it is, but so now it'll sit, when it hits the ground, it'll just take whatever level it wants and then slide it out, because the angle changes and where and how high and level and all that stuff. So now that'll just slide and ride. And I think I'll telescope the pole out, because if I drop the whole truck down, then there's 3 tubes inside here, so you can telescope it out for deeper, longer, and then I could actually weld in the inside. You see, there's 1 tube up in there, then this one, and then this one. So, but this one I can't weld this part to this part along there. But if I slide the tube out, then maybe I'll tack it in the corners or something. Yeah, win. And then I'll make a video of unloading it in action, I hope. Okay, let's give her a try. Hopefully I've got the angle right. You'll see me ride in the operator's seat, and then watch out, dog. And watch the slide. That's what I'm hoping. at it. I hope I caught that. We'll see where the spectrum was. Anyway, I can't see this in the tripod, probably looking at the wrong thing. Well, it slid. Didn't make too much of a dirt hole. Now I'll watch the video and see what it looked like. Well, there's one more project. One more thing done, or hopefully checked off the list. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. Maybe I'll have something more exciting for you the next time, but there's always something happening. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.